Well, good afternoon, viewers. Today we have a 2005 Garageman's Companion, and it's actually from Manitoba, and it has the Manitoba Immobilizer in it, and I see some kind of phobic glued to the back of this remote, and he says it's screwing up, so he wants it removed. It's not required in Ontario because we don't have provincial insurance here. This has a form of pass lock that doesn't have a transponder in the key, as you can see by this key here. So any key that rotates the lock cylinder creates a Hall voltage. Now I see the check engine light is on, the airbag service message is on, airbag warning light is on. So before we get into removing this immobilizer system, I want to scan it to see what kind of codes it's got in the computers. See if there's anything related to the pass lock system, because it could be that the pass lock system is screwing up and it's not the immobilizer. But let's see. So this is a new vehicle record, 05 GMC Sierra. I didn't notice the mileage, but it's irrelevant. So let's do a code scan. I'll put the mileage in after. And it will let me do a code scan while it's running. Engine misfire detected. Evap system large leak. Seems like an evap week this week. Right front wheel speed sensor circuit fault, ABS relay. Opener short. Airbag, probably a crash front end sensor 1. I think that's the driver's side sensor, I believe. Class 2 serial communication problem. Lost communication with ECM. Airflow control, temperature control, Class 2 high or low volts. Class 2 data link fault. Electronic front end sensor. So nothing related to security. So let's take some steering column components apart to see where this receiver is. So I see there's a blinking telltale here. Let's turn the heater fan off. So I'm going to remove this phobic from the vehicle. And see how it responds. So I've got the little fish. I'm going to put it outside on the back of the truck. I see the indicator light is flashing and no crank. So that's the way it's supposed to work. So there must be a receiver in the steering column here, and it must interrupt. Let's see what codes it's generated. Can't cancel the headlights. So see if there's any new codes in there. No security related codes. So this is a system that piggybacks onto the actual security system. So I can see the aftermarket coil here, wired in and taped up around the ignition lock cylinder, and of course the aftermarket LED, so I can follow those wires. I'm going to untape all these wires, see where they go. There's a wire taped in here, so I'm going to untape this stuff and find the control unit for it. Okay, let's carry on. So there's nothing tied in here. This is the wiring to that loop, and it goes to a box up above the fuse panel there, and then there's a wiring harness that comes out underneath the hood. And I suspect they've interrupted the starter circuit, the starter control relay. This wiring harness here, no, this one here is aftermarket. So we're going to take the fuse panel off and find out what kind of hocus pocus they've done in there. So here's that harness coming in. It's in this plastic loom. So they've tied into it here. They've cut, I'm sure they interrupt the starter relay, but there's a lot of wires in there. I see this is a ground wire that's attached to the fender here. So we're gonna untape this stuff. So I gotta give them credit, they use damn good tape. So they've interrupted this pink wire to this connector, and they've interrupted this gray wire to this connector, and they've got a dedicated ground wire over here. But that looks like it. So it's a matter of reattaching this gray wire to here and this pink wire to here, and the truck should start and run. So there's the pink wire and the gray wire spliced, soldered and heat shrunk, and I pulled the harness back into the cab. Now I see there's some more wires attached under the dash, so I'm not sure where they go, but I'm going to reconnect this. But I did notice another problem. These relays are for the radiator cooling fan, and I wonder how well that's working. This relay center is probably all corroded. I can't pull it out. Well, it's funny there were no codes for the relays. So as you can see, the bottom side of this relay center is badly compromised, so I'll tell him about it. I'm sure he's going to want it fixed eventually, but the challenge will be to find one of these that's in good shape. They're few and far between now. So there's the immobilizer box. It was up in the top left-hand corner of the firewall where it went through the dash. But it still doesn't start, so there's another harness coming off of that, goes into the BCM wiring, so I imagine they disabled something in there too. So there's the unit out. There were two wires teed into the pink at the steering column here on the ignition switch, and one wire was cut. This yellow wire was cut and it went through the immobilizer. So I reattached the yellow wire and just cut the other wires off. There was one ground wire too that I cut off. So now it just remains to put it back together again. So I did have to take the steering column apart after all. So it's all back together again. Airbag light will be on. It's out now. Well, I'm sure, yeah, it's back on. And the check engine light is on. So he's got some issues. But everything's working. Now this has passive anti-theft already, or a pass lock, where if a key doesn't rotate in the lock cylinder, it won't start. But we've removed the Manitoba immobilizer because it was malfunctioning.